What a shocking turn of events. It's almost like we weren't surprised at all about the winner because it was so obvious. Welcome back. Obviously, I think we all kind of telegraphed this one. I don't think anyone was. Obviously, there were people out there saying Romeo may win or whatever. I thought that they actually did a pretty good job editing this episode. Obviously, the Marianne edit is always going to be shifty because she's not a really good player. But I do like how they at least tried to give Mike and even kind of Romeo good edits in this episode and did big them up and didn't just like shit on them the whole time like I thought they would. I thought they would like purposely try and prop up Marianne's game and then purposely try and put down Mike, but they did the first one, not necessarily the second one. So I can appreciate that. I know Sky. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think you can shit on Romeo's game. I hated how they try to pretend.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
You most definitely can. Anyway, so I haven't felt this bad in like
Sky
ever,
has a much different opinion than me. I'll let him go off, but he's very angry about this.
No, I knew it was coming, but like I just didn't want it to happen. I was just waiting for bro. Oh my god, bro.
Okay, so
no. I still got.
I was gonna say, go ahead. Okay, no. You're gonna get me demonetized, buddy. You're gonna get me demonetized. Like you do it every time, Sky. What the fuck?
Well, I just want to say right off the bat, like you can think Marianne's a good winner. That's I don't care. That's fine.
Right. Yeah.
There's plenty of bad winners who people thought were good. So.
I mean,
honestly, to me, the issue for me for this one was less about Marianne being a good or bad winner, because to me she was easily a better winner than Erica, which is again because last season was so bad. A lot of the bad stuff about the season was like forgivable just because of how bad last season was. And I think for me the biggest thing is that it's more of how predictable it was. Obviously, you would wish that they would be less predictable with it. But I'm saying that. But I also think that it being predictable made it a more plausible and more absorbable win for me. I think a lot of other people who are in the crowd of like Erica sucks last season. You know, I certainly was. And this season, I wasn't nearly as devastated when they announced Marianne as the winner because I expected it. So I guess it ended up working. I just don't like the way that they kind of had to trick us by not tricking us in a way. It's hard to explain. Bro. What I do want to ask the chat is, who do you think is a better winner, Erica or Marianne? I'll put it in the chat. You guys can answer.
Why can't we both say they suck?
By the way, that
no, you can say that.
If you guys wanted to get your questions in, put a question mark at the end of the question, and we will get to it as they go by. So I'm curious. Obviously, we're not going to go through chronologically like we usually do. It's more just kind of touching on big stuff. Do you guys like this an advantage at the 5 thing? No. I personally don't think it's a good way to do it. I think that this Final 5 immunity challenge would have been intense anyway. I think obviously, and it seems to be a very common theme on the season, although it's a bad advantage, it ended up working out for the better because 1, the person who got didn't win, but 2, it made the challenge more more absorbable as a viewer. Do you guys have like a serious issue against disadvantage, or is it more just like nah,
Well-
or is it yes?
Well, I liked it because a woman
Okay.
got an advantage in a challenge and still
Okay.
lost to a man. So it's
Funny.
pretty satisfying. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, no. I thought it was funny that like, cause first of all, like, I think Jonathan untied his knots faster than Lindsay did. And he had 6, she had 1. So I was like, I mean, it really isn't that big of an advantage then. And also, she blew the challenge. If she didn't fall like an idiot, she would have won that challenge. So just pointing that out.
I mean, and the reason that it's funny, guys, it's not just because like, oh, women. Lindsay's
I
out
mean-
here tweeting how women are better than men and things. So it's pretty funny.
Bro,
that
I
she
like
got
how
an
like
advantage
she was like
and
saying, "Oh
lost.
my god, I hate him so much. He's so cocky while he's just like eating like spaghetti and stuff like that, and just enjoying his life."
Jonathan was such
He's
a
like-
Chad. You voted for me.
Um,
Yeah.
But you
I
betrayed
would-
me
I
and
would
didn't
say-
let me know. But
voted
you
for me.
voted for me.
We have a question. I'll say it out loud for our audio viewers. Where would you rank Marianne as a winner? I'm gonna actually be doing a few videos. So I know later this week I'll do a
Worst
ranking
winner ever.
every player. Okay, I'll be ranking every player from this cast in a video on Friday. Tomorrow's video will be specifically on Marianne as a winner and what I think of her game. And boy, do I have some interesting thoughts
I
about
mean,
that.
like,
That's for damn sure.
she's
Hold
bottom
on,
5.
hold on. And then I think that to me the other one that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to do a whole new season ranking. As to me, I feel like the season ranking that I did back in January is kind of outdated at this point, and my opinions have changed. I'm also going to redo my winner ranking, and I also want to do every winner's best move ranking, and kind of as an ode to everyone saying Marianne's like her big move was the best move. So I'm going to be doing a ranking on every winner's best move. And for that, I will have to watch Thailand, which is going to suck. So we'll see. But yeah,
That sounds like a great thing to do. For me.
yeah.
Go ahead, Sky. You can hate. But
I think no. Like really, like I think Marianne could at least be like the bottom 6 winner. I mean, a lot of
I'll
people
just say
bet
that
her.
for my video.
Like Tony. Okay, look, Tony's better. Tommy's better. Chris is better. Nick is better. Wendell's better. Ben's better. I mean, Sarah's better. Adam's better. Michelle, that's arguable. Jerry's better. Mike's better. Natalie's better.
I think you get
Tony
most of your
gets
bad
better.
winners from
Women, yes.
the teens. The
yeah.
teens.
Okay,
You
let's
get
go
a
with the
lot-
teens
a lot
then,
of
okay.
bad winners.
Here, I want to show my ranking system. So I don't count this as Survivor. So I rank Marianne probably like top 1 of non-survivors. So there you go. For people who think.
Interesting. I have
I didn't
two
rank her
absolute
high.
trolls on my podcast. Okay, let's.
Oh,
No, you got to have a
let's,
balance. You got Spencer
let's
who,
go-
wait, no, hey,
who's
let's-
super,
let's
Let's go
loves-
to the
loves
teams
this
and talk about
season.
the winners from there.
Let's
Okay?
go to some questions in the chat. Wow, I'm scrolling past a lot of Marianne. So you guys think that Marianne's a better player than Erica, and I would also agree with that. I think
It's
it's
not
not.
that much.
It
No,
isn't
I think
even
Erica probably
close.
wins more seasons than Marianne.
No. That's not the question. The better player.
That's a better player. A better player
Yeah,
wins
that-
more often.
Yeah, that's
No,
literally
well,
that's
yeah.
it. Yeah, that's the definition of a better player. What do you?
Wow.
Who is
Okay.
Bozo?
When
Who
you're
am I talking
comparing
to
2
right now?
winners, Spencer, how would you compare
So
them to size?
any
Who can win
winner
more?
is a better player than Russell Hans.
You're comparing
What are you
winners.
talking about
Crickets.
right now?
Crickets.
No, wait,
That's right.
No,
That's-
are you
that-
serious?
That's right. Gonzo. Okay, so I'm gonna answer some questions while these guys cool off from taking that fat L. Okay, so the first question that I see is it the fact that Jeff sees it as a family ruining it? Mike even said that he loved everyone in the cast. Don't we need drama? I agree. I think the conflict of the season does make things more interesting, because I think when people get voted out and they're just like, oh, you got me, that's really, really annoying as a viewer. I think, and it's funny because we heard based off the rumors that this Ponderosa got nasty and people were really bitter, but they weren't bitter on the show. They were bitter off the show, which to me is not a very enjoyable experience. I'd rather see them be bitter on the show, do like a Cass flipping off Trish thing, and then on Ponderosa be buddy than the opposite, where it's not even on the show. To me, that's a really silly way to play the game, and I would definitely agree with that sentiment. Let's bring these 2 fuming guys back in.
Bro, you're just like Twitter,
let's-
bro. Whenever you
angry-
hear
No. From now on, I will
Angry.
only agree with Spencer because otherwise, I
Or
get kicked
mad.
off.
bro.
Or mad. Thank you for the
This
donation,
guy-
Survivor
Who
Nerd.
is this guy?
Uh,
Who is Survivor
okay.
Spencer, bro? Who is it?
who's that guy? All right.
He's a nobody.
Yeah, he's absolutely nobody. I don't even know who that kid is. Is there an alternate universe where Jonathan won immunity, decided to give immunity to Mike to destroy Marianne and fire making? However, what I'm guessing they meant to say, however, was subsequently labeled as a racist misogynist. So I'm gonna ignore the last trolling part of the sentence and just look at this first part. It says
How's
decided to
that
give immunity
trolling?
to Mike. and hold on, decided to give immunity to Mike and destroy Marianne and fire Mike. I'm confused.
Okay,
Wait,
let's go like this.
Give up his
okay?
necklace and then go
You
against Marianne and
Jonathan
fire Mike?
won immunity instead of Romeo, gave up his immunity to Mike, so Mike can't now go to fire, and he will now face Marianne.
Jonathan doesn't
Well,
win anyway, so
well,
it
well, no, no,
doesn't
no,
matter.
That's
let's
the
just say, like-
that's the hypothetical.
Yeah,
one.
no. We're just saying, like, okay, what do you think
Right.
happens if each person wins? If like Jonathan wins, like, what do you think happens? The challenge. Like, what do you
I
he
think
does?
Jonathan goes up against yeah. I think I think Jonathan sees Mike as his big enemy and gives up immunity to probably
So,
Romeo Marianne.
do you
I don't
think
know.
any person would have put Marianne in fire?
Yeah, I think if
They
Mike
all
wins,
should have.
no. If Mike wins, he definitely puts Marianne in fire against Jonathan. I don't think that Mike thinks that he needs to take out Jonathan, but Jonathan thinks that he needs to take out Mike, which is the truth. That Mike is a bigger threat and had more of a chance with the jury. I would say, yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Can we
Go
talk
ahead.
about something?
Yeah.
Bro, I like how like Kai was like, guys, look, my vote was not decided before I came into this final tribal when he's literally wearing a feminist shirt. Shut up, Hai. Oh, I hate Hai so much too.
Dude,
I hate everyone,
imagine
honestly.
him voting for a dude wearing that shirt. He would never have done it. It's so full of shit.
Exactly, bro. I
And then
hate him
you
too.
got Drea saying, "I'm a feminist. I want a woman to win." But I'm not gonna judge. I'm just gonna
Yeah, I
judge
hate
based off
Drea
strat.
too.
Okay, sure.
I hate everyone
bet.
here besides like Mike and Jonathan. I'm just a hater though. So I mean, like, but it's hard living this life, dude. But it just has to be
Awesome.
like this.
If Romeo, I'm guessing they say they mean would have given up immunity and beat Marianne Fire, would he have won the season?
No.
So he would go to the end with what? Jonathan and Mike.
Mike
That's
wins
stupid.
that.
Mike
Mike
wins
that.
that. That's easy.
I mean, to be
It's
fair,
not even
like,
close.
I mean, it's probably. Do you think it's a better situation for go up against him with Marianne out of the picture? Like,
Thank you for the donation roll. I would say, wait, say it again. Say it again. What did you say?
huh?
What did you say?
Okay, who are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Because I forgot. If I'm being honest, I'm not paying attention.
Well, I
That's
think you're
okay.
basically saying like, what should Romeo have gotten rid of Marianne?
Oh yeah,
He should've.
Should Romeo have a better chance without Marianne in the final three? Would he have a better chance up against Mike and
Yeah, because
Jonathan?
going up against two straight dudes is better than going up against a woman.
That
of
is facts.
color
That is facts.
for a gay guy.
That is facts.
I don't know. It's interesting. My overall take, and I've said this when I was chatting with these guys and with my other friend who watches Survivor and in real life. I think the biggest thing for me is this season takes a lot of the same bad stuff from last season. In fact, most of, if not all of the same bad stuff. And whether it's through luck, whether it's through skill, whether it's through circumstance, whether it's through the casting, just the people in general making things better, it ends up better. Things just work out better. Things play out better. Things end up better. And that's why we get a
It
better
played
season.
out so well tonight.
Yeah.
What?
Everything it's played out amazingly. In fact, one of the worst winners ever. I mean, it's just I'm so
What does that
excited right
mean?
now.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I just played out so well tonight.
What does that mean?
What? It's
Bro.
exactly what I'm saying.
I don't understand. Explain it to me.
You said things played out well, and I said yes, it played out so well tonight.
Oh, okay. Great, cool. So I think that at this point, okay. So I think that at this point, oh, hold on. When, if ever, do you think we'll get a returning season again? I think they're really in this mindset of new era, which is stupid because the entire point of an era is that the people, whoever it is, whether it's an era, like, for example, a decade, like the 70s, 80s, 90s, people establish when an era ends, the generations, people establish that. I feel like the controlling body, whether it's the show producers or I guess in a large scale case, like a government or something like that, can't decide when an era ends. It defeats the entire purpose because eras are based off people. And so if they're trying to make a new era when there really isn't one, I think that's pretty silly to do. And so I think they're going to try and create an era that really just isn't there. And if they do, I think they're going to try and rock with these new casts at least until 50, if not until maybe like 40, 40.
Dude, that
46, 45. I don't know. It's tough.
I see 45 being a returning season from these first 4 seasons of the new era.
bro. It's the worst of the worst. You got to be kidding me. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
awful.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna go right now to unlock the Discord server. If you guys want to hop in now, you guys can hop in now.
and
You guys have been asking relentlessly for a new link on the channel, so I'll go pop that in.
I'm just
you guys
saying.
you guys can give your hot take for the episode now while I do this.
I'm just saying the Survivor 40. Hear me out. The Survivor 43 logo right now has a squid on it. That's the monster. That's what
Ooh,
we've
it's
been
the
waiting
monster.
for. Exactly, right? It's the monster.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, and it's also
Wow.
shoot, dude. I really don't like this. We're still doing the whole name seasons by the numbers type. So
Very stupid. Stupid stuff.
yeah.
Bitter.
Well,
Give her
This
a
is
take.
Survivor Light. This isn't Survivor. It's like what
Yeah,
Bitter said. This is like
agreed.
fast food Survivor.
Well,
Fast food survivor.
Yes.
do you guys want to go through tribal real quick? Because there's a lot of things I want to
Final
point
tribal.
out. Yeah.
Sure. All right.
Okay,
Let's do it.
sure. Go ahead.
So first, okay, so everyone got mad at me for saying it wasn't Marianne's idea to vote out Omar, and then she
Who's
admits
that?
that.
Wait, who's ever? You're talking to the people on Twitter and stuff like
Not
that?
you two, yeah, people like in the comments and
Okay,
stuff.
cool.
They're saying, "Oh, that was all
Squares.
Marianne's idea." She admits tonight that it was Jonathan and Mike's idea first.
Yep. She
Yeah,
did.
exactly. And then she says, "Guys, look at this impressive move. I had an idol and I never used it." And everyone was like, "Oh my goodness. Oh my god, like that's not impressive." Like
Isn't that hilarious though? Like take last season, right? Xander knowingly has an idol, so is a huge target because everyone knows he has a power. Doesn't play it the whole season, gets no credit for that. That's everyone says that's lame. That he never used it effectively. Marianne,
some excuse to vote for
Marianne also doesn't play her idol, and that's somehow a crazy big move. Is not playing your idol.
They got to make up
Yeah.
some excuse to vote for, you know.
Their faces about her not playing an idol is that's like someone said that's like one of the most lamest moves considered a big move.
After every time she says them, she gave like this like stupid annoying smile. I just want to kill myself, dude. Oh my god. And also like it was like I forgot when, but like during tribal council, like I think like Marianne tried to say a joke and like no one laughed, and Omar gave out this like hee like fake laugh, and I thought that was really funny. I mean, it was like they were trying to make up like every excuse they could to vote for Marianne because like I mean they had to justify it somehow. So I mean, I guess holding on to an idol and never using it is a good move apparently. Like imagine if like Dean from 39. I mean I know
Right.
Bitter doesn't like he had all these advantages that he never used, and everyone was like squares, like they didn't say anything. Like it was, she has an advantage that she never even used. Oh my god, this is game change. It's because like well, I mean to be fair, like no one really made good moves this entire season, but like this just like doesn't even need to be worth mentioning.
I disagree with that.
Well, there was
completely.
good. Like Omar made good moves.
That's stupid. So
I'm
let's
saying
do it.
like I'm not saying like there was like no. I'm talking about the people in the final three.
No, Mike definitely made some good moves.
Yeah, Mike made good moves.
I'm saying like a bunch of good moves. I'm saying like a lot of these players from 41,
Just
42
go ahead.
aren't.
I get the point you're trying to make. There was a lot of flawed gameplay. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean like, so wait, it was Jonathan vote for Mike.
Yeah,
right?
Mike. Yeah.
Okay, I thought Roxroy might
No,
vote
he's not.
Mike.
He's a cuck.
I mean, Mike got cooked here like supremely. I mean, you could tell on his face he wasn't happy. I know, like what are you supposed to do? Like say, "Nah, I hate this outcome." You know, I wish I won. Like he's not going to.
I got some questions if you guys want to do that. Somebody says, "What do you guys think of Jonathan exit and fire making?" I thought that like before, if you told me this before the episode, I'd be like, that doesn't fit his edit at all. But the way they built it up as like, oh, like it's Mike or him, we all wanted Mike to win. I feel like at that point because I think Mike won. We all wanted Marianne to lose, and so we wanted someone who could actually beat Marianne. And Jonathan's edit showed that he could not beat Marianne at the end.
Yeah, I didn't want to see Jonathan lose in the final three.
Right, exactly. And then also that we just like we didn't see Jonathan as like a Romeo, like in a Romeo spot. So we just I think in the end we didn't want to see either of those. And so they framed it in a way where it's like we had to pick between our two favorites, and I think it ended up working out with that like dilemma. Like I remember my friend put it well where he said like I like Jonathan, but I still want Mike to win here, and I'll be fine with Jonathan going out. And so I think they did frame big character who they had to give a big edit to because it's Jonathan going out in a way that did make sense for the edit. So I'll definitely give them credit there. Let me see.
One of those something I just remember.
Is Deshaun a better runner-up than Mike?
No.
I think Deshaun plays a better game. I don't think he plays a better. That's fine. We can disagree. I think that Deshaun. I don't know. They both had pretty bad final tribals.
Deshaun had a bad social game.
Mike like in the very beginning was doing bad. Then he like kind of did good, and then Marianne did a whole like.
Whereas Deshaun was almost the opposite, where he fell apart towards the end.
Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, okay, I guess okay. So like the whole thing with like the final five, right? Is around, I planned it to where like no matter what I was in the final three, like that all relied on Omar and Lindsay being idiots and not
Right.
playing the idol to save him. Like your whole plan would have collapsed and failed, and you probably would have gotten voted out if Lindsay and Omar not even like played smart, made the most easiest decision they could have during the entire game, and they didn't.
I have a question. It's not really like a question in the chat. If you could pick three returnees from this season, who do you want? I think the best returnees. I'm thinking like on a second chance type season. Definitely, Mike. I think we can all agree. Mike,
Jonathan, Daniel.
You guys good with that? I would say, I think Drea would be really fun on a return.
No.
And then. Okay, you can think emotionally. I'll think with logic.
What do you mean
fact.
think emotionally? I'm talking
picking your.
All right, so and then I think. I love having control over this. And then for my third one, I'd probably pick, I guess, Omar. He's not their best character, but he's definitely the best player on the season. I think you have to definitely have to value that one. The next question says,
literally asked us a question. He asked us a question and then muted us.
Jeff Probst be fired? I think the answer to that question lies in what Sky and Bitter are saying right now, which you can't hear. So go ahead, guys. Answer. Should Jeff Probst be fired?
No, the whole show should be fired.
The whole show should be fired. Okay.
Turned brown.
What in the hell are you doing? Why are you singing?
Jeff should be fired and bring Brian Heidick in as host.
Oh, God, right?
Partner.
No, okay, look. I think, Jeff says all this stuff like, I like everything that happened in this season. This is so great. Like, and I feel like it's so empty. Like, it's so, like, he doesn't believe. Do you think he actually, like, believes, like,
no.
I love this. I love that we don't have a live vote. I like that we're doing this cringy, thing here in freaking Fiji where we give the winner out, and I have to trust you all that you're not going to spoil it. I like how, we're 26 days, so the game sucks now. I like how this show is basically just turned into some bullshit propaganda. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
When you just say a season something, it means it's not.
Yeah.
It's just like basically like when you got to say you're king, you're not a king kind of thing.
This next question is interesting. Do you think that from the cast leaks, 43 is going to have potential for a satisfying winner? So I think that the big thing here is that 43 to me is an older cast, which means to me it's a coin flip. It's either a really good season or a really bad season, right? You have casts like Cagayan, like David vs. Goliath that are overall older. And by older, I mean like a lot of people in their 30s and very little people in their 20s. And the ones that are in their 25 plus. I feel like those casts are really like hit or miss because you can get an old like a net older cast, for example, like a Thailand, which is not a good season. But then you get a cast like, for an example, David vs. Goliath or Cagayan, or I'm trying to think of good.
You're just gonna let him talk about your favorite
Millennial
like
versus
that?
Gen X also kind of has a net older cast.
I don't want to get muted again for disagreeing.
Because it's also very median, based off the twist. And Millennials vs. Gen X is also a very median old cast. Casts like these, you either have old people who are old people and who are like very passive and aren't playing the game aggressive, or you get old people like Mike who are complex and actually play the game very hard. And so I think it's gonna be interesting. Are we gonna get old people who play the game or old people who don't? And that, I think really the answer to the question lies in the answer to that question.
All right. I actually, no. Okay, this is how you judge a season, right? Okay. The more like attractive females on a season, the better the season's going to be. Obviously, I mean, look at 41 and 42. Okay, exactly. My point rested. All right. So, I mean, honestly, like, but I do agree with you the whole like the age thing and stuff like that. And like, I mean. I don't know. It's really hard to judge these people when all I can see is, little square pictures of them and the tribes and stuff like that, because I mean, I think overall, like 42 was a better season and I thought the cast was better, but I still don't think it's like amazing, so I mean, who knows? I hope it's better though. I mean, it's like watching the Dallas Cowboys and always just ending with disappointment. But,
agreed. The next question is the challenge beast extinct on Survivor? I think it's been extinct since Mike won the game. I think because the very next season, I think even if Joe got to the end and won out like he was starting to do, he doesn't win the game. So I think really for me, it dies with Mike and it ends with Mike.
It's not the challenge beast. It's the alpha cis white male that's extinct.
I think it's the challenge beast.
That is fact.
If a female is a challenge beast and wins all the challenges, they're going to applaud that.
Right, but if she has no social game or strategy, she's not going to be applauded.
If she's up against two men, she will.
I mean, did Marion?
Well, that's a very specific and curated.
It's happened the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, Erica had no social game.
No.
Like
but the challenge. Wait, what? You said that that's happened the past 2 seasons. A challenge beast getting to the end who's a
that a
female.
woman is with 2 men at
Bruh.
the end happened the last 2 seasons.
That's not what
I
he's
said.
asking. He's asking
know.
about challenge
You,
beasts.
I know, Spencer, but then you said, when has that ever happened with like a specific scenario of 1 female and 2 men never happened? And I said
No.
the last 2 seasons.
I said, when has a female challenge beast with no social game, like for example, a Jonathan, gotten to the end? And you said last 2 seasons. Not the
No.
case.
Well, first of all, Jonathan had a social game. You know.
I'm saying a
I
female
don't
with
think
no
Jonathan
social
really
game
did.
and is a challenge beast gets there
I
with
think-
2 men, she'll win.
I think
That's
I
facts.
disagree.
That's facts.
I disagree. I think that Jonathan.
Right.
I don't know. Did Jonathan have a game?
Yeah, he
Like,
did. Of course he did. People
Jonathan,
like
did you say
him.
did Jonathan
He
have a
was so-
game? Really?
He was so passive with his strategy. I
Yeah, no, he had a
I
social
disagree.
game. Is that what you're saying?
I would not have voted for Jonathan over Mike.
No, I
any
wouldn't
day
have
of
voted
the
for
week.
Jonathan.
Spencer's
No,
turning
no.
into Russell. This was a great season, guys.
This is a
Marianne
great
won.
season. Marianne, great
Nice.
winner. Squares. Squares is all I hear right now. Look at these squares, bro. I mean, bro.
I'm just gonna let the silence marinate around the terrible argument that's being.
Bro,
Let-
what are you
let's-
talking
let's
about?
talk
Do you
about-
actually
All right,
like,
so
like this season. Like,
where was the maze in the logo in
No,
this season?
everyone's got to
This-
convince
Bro,
themselves.
everyone's
pisses
gonna
me
be
off
holding
so much,
maze,
and I don't
people.
know why. I don't know. It's weird. They had the maze, and there was nothing about a maze. There was
now
no
if a
twist about the
squid
maze.
comes in a
Maybe
43
so.
and,
I'm
like,
guessing
kills
that
everyone.
is the squid also useless? Are they just running out of ideas? I
Nah,
don't know.
bro. There's gonna be a giant squid.
Where do
on
I
the
find
season,
the
just
link?
like
I'm guessing
Godzilla.
to the Discord server you're alluding to. I just updated it. You can go to my channel, and it'll be in my channel links. You can also go to my channel bio. It'll be there as well. It should say Discord. You can also go in the description. You might have to reload the page or click off the video and click back on if you're on your iPhone. And that's it.
The season's been so good, we barely talked about this episode.
I
right.
know, right?
Do you guys think 43 will be any better?
Dude, earlier,
Again,
honestly.
like I said, I think it's either gonna be really, really good or really, really bad.
Have low expectations, you won't be disappointed.
Exactly. I mean, I
Let's
still would, but
see.
you know. I'm gonna be listening to Juice WRLD tonight as I fall asleep.
Yeah, 100%. Where do you rank this season? Like I said earlier, I want to kind of keep that on the DL. I'll give you a range though if you want.
I can tell
I
you
would
where
say
rank is.
probably anywhere. I'd say the highest I'd ever put the season on my best day would be 16, and I think the lowest that I put it would be 25, 24, something
This
like that.
is 27.
Interesting.
This is top 2 for seasons that aren't Survivor.
That is fact. That is facts.
See, it's so nice to see you have the 2 very rational arguments coming from my.
How's
my
that not
co-host.
rational? My rationale is my own opinion.
I mean,
on
I said there
I
were
mean,
what I
no.
consider Survivor.
I said there were rational arguments.
No, yeah, okay, you're doing my game where I said.
Yeah,
what I
that's
said.
right. Yeah, that's
But
right.
I'm
baby.
quicker to pick up
All
sarcasm.
right, baby.
Okay, well, I mean,
ahead.
does this feel like Survivor to you? Like, since like fully like? Does it,
Oh,
like, feel
totally
like-
not. Totally not. I was just
Okay.
being petty and winning the argument. Can
Bro,
we get some new damn advantages?
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. I feel like this whole idea of let's do like basically play the same season twice in a row for each cycle. I really hope that that's not continued because I remember in the first 40 seasons, it did feel like 37 and 38 weren't just carbon copies of each other, and they
Felt
tried
completely different.
very, very new things. You know what I mean? It felt like just completely different seasons. And if you had told me that instead of doing odd and then even season, it was actually even and odd, I could have believed that probably. But nowadays, I would have never believed that because they're literally like marketing the entire season of it's just 41 part 2. With
I know.
another
Yeah,
cast.
Jeff is like
terrible.
fully like openly like, guys, we're doing the same exact thing in 41, but they don't know it.
Right.
So we're doing it here. Like he's openly like being lazy about it. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's like they're almost just like this is like a freaking like sweatshop. They're just producing things as fast as they can and stuff like that with no care whatsoever. And just like
This is a really,
pump it
really
out.
good question in the chat. Someone said, "Do you think 43 will have a tribe swap?"
nah.
I think 43 will definitely have a tribe swap. I think they're
change
going to
the game?
try the exact opposite. Well, no, they're going to keep some of the stuff because
Yeah, like
they're
26 days.
Yes, exactly. It's I'm pretty sure it's unofficially confirmed, so it's like not really confirmed.
No,
but
it's
basically
confirmed. Jeff said it in an article.
Yeah.
They were-
Did he?
Not
Where?
there was
He
an
also said he
original.
wants to bring back the entire 42 cast to play.
Where
another
did he
season.
say our article?
I think it was
Where?
like Inside Survivor or something like that. Let me check.
That's the not
No,
Jeff
no,
Probst doesn't do interviews
no,
with Inside Survivor.
Yeah, I'm mixing them up. Inside Survivor was the one where like they rumored
Right.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
But
It's
there was one that was from
unofficially
today
official.
that I quote tweeted. I gotta find it.
From today. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Did you hear the part
it was someone
where-
interviewing
link.
Jeff. It was from his own.
Did you hear the
mouth.
part where he said like, "I want to remake the entire 42 cast to play again for another season"?
Jeff also wishes he married Julie Berry, but he didn't.
No.
Ooh, personally, I would not let him talk to me like that. I mean, that's just me.
So I think for me the biggest thing is I think 43 they're gonna try to change a bunch of stuff, but they're gonna pick the wrong stuff to change. So
TV
they're
Insider was the article.
So
what
it's
they
inside.
should do is change stuff like the beware advantages and not feeding them and the 26 days and the focus on the politics and stuff like that. But instead what they'll probably do is be like, you know what, amulets, man, that was such a terrible idea. We should never do that again. It's like that's not the issue. Like maybe it's an issue, but it's not the main issue. I feel like they're going to fail to identify what went wrong in these 2 seasons and will instead see the outrage but not know how to fix it and end up failing at it. And then it ended up actually taking away some good stuff from these 2 seasons. Go ahead, Sky.
Ready? So, new game-changing thing in Survivor 43, right? Instead of having Applebee's, they're going to have Burger King instead.
Burger King.
So-
Burger King
fake
fits what
merch.
Survivor is now.
Burger
Exactly.
King Hourglass.
It's fast food.
Sponsored by
Fast
Burger
food.
King. I like that.
Sponsored by Burger King. So, like, instead of Applebee's, guys, it's going to be Burger King. And then everyone's like, oh,
Oof.
hell no. They're not going to want to win the challenge.
Nice.
It's so funny.
Yeah, so I would agree with that statement. I think overall this season has been
Terrible.
average. I think it's been pretty average. I would say above average, but the winner just makes it worse. And I think if Mike at the end of this wins in like a 5-3 vote or like a 6-2 vote, I think this season for me is probably around like 15. I think, and if Mike doesn't win, which is the case, I think it's more around the early 20s for me. We can do an LVP if you want. I mean, it makes no sense though, like an MVP and an LVP, because the person who won is the MVP, right? Like it's kind of hard to do that.
I mean,
Can we?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to mention, so in the final tribal where they're talking about who should win, the things they're talking about is who was like the best social player, the best strategic player, and the best physical player, right? And they all kind of admit Mike wins all 3.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. They
Omar
just
says
simply
he's
like
the most-
Marianne more for some reason. Yeah.
He's the most.
we all
obvious
know
strategic
why.
player.
Let's not pretend here. Okay, let's not,
Well, I just want to back it up with facts because I know people just be like, "Oh, you just don't like her because of whatever." I'm backing up what they say in the tribal of why they're voting for who they're voting for. They say they're voting for most strategic. Omar says Mike was the most obviously strategic, which means he was the best strategic player.
Exactly.
Drea says Mike gets saved by his social game, and she congratulates him on that. Jonathan says that Mike has a great social game. So I know some people are out there saying that, like Russell Hantz, that Mike had a terrible social game. Incorrect. He had a great social game.
Agreed.
And then who was the most physical? Come on, we all know Marianne's not
Obviously,
physical.
it's Mike. Obviously.
Mike out of him. Yeah, I mean, they even
I
said
think-
like he was the reason why the shelter was built. So.
To me, it's one of those things where I don't understand like the arguments where it's just like, oh, I don't like Marianne, so that's why she's a bad winner. The arguments to me that resonate the most are just pointing out the hypocrisy of the jury. I mean, Mike, you're right. Mike wins literally all 3 of those categories, and yet they voted for her simply because they just didn't like Mike as much as they wanted Marianne to win.
Even Stephen Fishbach, who's super woke, said in a tweet that the cast came in wanting to vote for Marianne and not wanting to vote for Mike.
Exactly. I mean,
So
one of them
even
really
if they
wanted
can
to
admit
finish
it,
her.
you can't deny that it's happening.
And we all know why they voted for Marianne.
How
Strong
dumb
female
was
woman.
Romeo's fake idol? Look, dude, it was so cringy when at tribal he after the idol play happened from Mike and he like Mike hyped himself up. He's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. And Romeo's like, I also am not going to play this idol because it's fake. And he threw it.
Yeah, I was like, sit down, bro.
and then he's like, I'm gonna throw it in the fire.
Yeah.
And everyone's just silent. And the jury's like laughing at him. It was so bad.
Jeff should have said you should throw yourself in there while you're at it.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
he does throw Marianne in the
Imagine.
fire too.
No.
Oh my god.
Bro, I hope, bro, that like what's his name, Zach and Marianne don't actually ever like get together because then like she
Yeah,
like
I don't
buy
want
stuff
more
for him and stuff
Marianne
like that.
and
you know?
Zach babies out in the world.
Yeah, but then like she'd also like spin stuff on him and like Zach would become like really like
Mariac, Zarian.
bro. No, stop talking right now. Zach's probably like Probably seen some stuff
Yeah,
on Twitter. Hold on, let me go see.
I feel like Zach is definitely fiending. Like, ooh, now, I definitely need to 100%, bro. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not even worth $1 million, honestly.
Honestly, yeah, you're right. Shoot, being with Marianne, yeah, I agree.
What do we
Also,
think?
go ahead. No, go. I was just gonna say, it's funny how we've got 2 Canadian winners now. America loves giving money to other countries, guys.
Nice.
I hate it. But there's no Canadians on 43, so
there is none.
Finally.
Nice.
No, there's none. No Canadians on 43.
There's gonna be like, do we think that there's gonna be a continuation of this no food aspect, or are they gonna try and give them?
I really
food, or
hope not. I really hope they stop trying to try to convince us that it's actually harder.
Lives. Yeah.
Because
it isn't.
Yeah, let's just give them feast and make it 14.
It's not that it's harder. It just seems to be more of a miserable experience this time. Like, and that to me isn't as impressive as it being just legitimately harder. Like, to me, you can't tell me that 39 days and like Cagayan, for example, that is harder than 26 days in Fiji. But because there's no food, it's more miserable in Fiji, which isn't fun. No one wants to watch miserable. You want to watch people who are having a hard experience, not a miserable experience. I
love seeing people overcoming misery.
Again, on brand. But I'm saying, to me personally, I just don't really see the enjoyment in watching people who aren't really playing the game that hard, specifically because they're lacking the ability to do so.
That's the Rob Cesternino take.
That's okay. That's interesting. And
they don't have to like. They don't have to like. I don't care if they don't give them rice. Just stop saying, "Oh, it's so hard out here." Oh my god.
I'm specifically
so
noting
right
that they do what they've done for the past some odd seasons and give them the rice. So I don't know. To me, I think the players look exhausted. Why can't we just
make it 39 days though? That's my
question. Or just make it 39 days and you can go back to making rice.
Because they want to produce these things as fast as they can,
right.
So they can just.
With 26 days, they can film 2 actually back to back because they already filmed them back to back. But with 39, they like have to send them, everyone back home for 2 weeks, because filming 2 40-day seasons, that's what, 80 days, like that's a ridiculous amount of time to be out there. That's 3 months straight. So they
imagine being paid money to do your job.
But and instead with 26 days, they can be out there for only 2 months straight and film the season, so they don't have to go back, which is cheaper, which is really unfortunate that they took that route, but it's also not very surprising.
Don't people love when they order like chicken nuggets and then McDonald's takes 3 and gives you 1 for the same price of 4?
My favorite thing ever, low key. Yeah, I mean, I hate this so much, right?
Quite an interesting rationalization.
Well, it's like they're giving you the same thing with less, and they're trying to sell it to you like it's better.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, yeah.
This is good, guys.
I think the comparison was interesting, but I definitely agree with the idea that they're trying to sell it as like, oh, it's just a change. It's just shift in the era. No, it costs less money. It's easier, and you can see your kids more. Like, it's just admit it. It's fine. It's whatever.
Probably because Survivor isn't making as much money anymore, so now they have to be more careful with how they spend stuff.
No, they've been consistent with their viewership since like Heroes vs. Villains.
I mean, after 41 and 42.
No. I mean, obviously, but that's also, but you can't correlate.
They consistently declined. You were correct.
Right, obviously, but you can't correlate causation with the fact, because you're saying that like shortening the seasons is because of 41 and 42, but it happened on 41 and 42.
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like they're not making this one anymore, so like I feel like now obviously like it costs us money and stuff like that. And
so after
on Twitter, it's just gonna be a bunch of squares in the comments saying, "Oh my gosh, so good." So they're probably just like don't care.
So the argument you're making is like more that the failure of 41 and 42 has caused them in the future for 43 and beyond to okay, cool.
So I think because they realize, right, that like it's easier to do this even if it's not as good. I mean, I feel like they don't care that this like I don't like most people don't care like video. I mean, Activision doesn't care if their game's bad as long as it sells copies, So it's not like it's like that. Like if as long as CBS is making money off Survivor, they don't care if it's poorly produced and stuff like that. They're just gonna keep doing it. That's kind of it is right now. And Jeff has to like pretend like he likes all this stuff when like he sounds so fake when
he probably loves less days, less work for him.
I know, but like I don't know, like the twist and stuff like that, all that. Like he sounds so fake when he's saying all that stuff.
Because it is fake. He's not actually that excited. He probably doesn't even care about the show, really.
Yeah, that's what's sad.
Do we think
he used to care so much.
To close out the live stream, so you guys can go watch those other inferior live streams that happen after the episode airs. What do we think of the season? Give it a short paragraph, I guess, just to sum it up, and then we'll close out.
You want to go
A
first,
paragraph.
Sky?
Yeah,
monster.
go ahead. I know. I'd like to get. Well, maybe Sky will be worse on it. I don't know. I
No, you
want
go
to.
first.
I just want whoever's going to be the most negative to get it out the way.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
It's what I expected. I don't consider this Survivor, so it doesn't really bother me. Survivor ended at season 40, so I guess it's good for. I mean, I wouldn't watch this show if it was not called Survivor. So
Sky.
Terrible,
Paragraph,
horrible,
paragraph.
actually terrible. I don't like this season. I hate the winner. I hate everything. Kill me slowly. For real talk though, like mid. And that's all. I just mid. That's it. Mid. Like that's all I can say.
I would say it's again, like I said earlier, it's 41 has all the same stuff as it. It's just that this season executes better. It still has its own flaws. The casting is far superior on this season to last season. It really isn't even close. And I think that's really what separates it. You can talk about production, you can talk about whatever, you talk about luck, but I think in the end, the casting does show promise. And it'll be interesting to see for this new cycle, if they continue this formula of two seasons being similar, how these two seasons come out. And if they both come out flat, then maybe we're in some dark
Actually,
ages.
I have a thing to say about this. I feel like from now on, like I said, 37, 38, right? Very definitive different seasons, right?
Right.
This was like season 41, part 1 and part 2. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like
I agree.
Now when they do it, it's like two different parts, but they're really like the same thing. That's like what I think it's gonna be now. So it's like 43 and 44 is gonna be Survivor 43, part 1 and part 2, because it's gonna be the same thing. They're gonna do the same exact twist, just different cast. But that's what I kind of think it's gonna be like now.
In chat, why don't you go ahead and put a number in chat for those watching? What is the season ranked right now out of the 42 seasons for you? And while we do that, let's talk about what's going on in the Skylander universe. What's going on over there? You got a video coming out soon,
dude. I've been trying. Look, school is about to. I might see things like school's about to get out, right? So like, I'm focused on that obviously, but I'm gonna have a lot more time because I get out in like 2 days. So cool. I'll be working on. I'm still working on that video. I might not even go to school tomorrow because like all my I've exempted like the exam that's on that day, so there's no even point for me to go. So if I end up not going, I'll be working all day on that video. Trust.
Cool.
Should be out in like the next
3.5 weeks. So much
should
later.
Should be out in the next like 1 or 2 weeks. I do have a podcast though. So
check it out, guys. It's actually interesting because it's kind of focused around Skylanders and video games in general, but you can watch it even if you don't partake in either.
We get into some like pretty like usually it starts Skylanders. Obviously, maybe that's my thing, but like usually the podcasts just end up like talk about stories and stuff like that.
So head on over to Sky's channel. It's in my channels that are like related to mine. I think I have it in my channel page somewhere. Go check him out, and you can check Bitter and Underdog out as well. Speaking of the universes, I think I know the answer to the question, but what's going on over there in the Bitter universe?
I'll probably make a video on this just because I wouldn't really, because I really don't care anymore. But I know there's people out there who think like me and are not getting that anywhere. So I'm gonna try to give them something.
I mean, like, I don't really care, but like, I guess I'll make a video. Okay.
No, I know people hate it this season, and
I'm
no one else is gonna hate on it. So
right,
I will hate on it. I am the hater, So
he literally has professional hater in his name, guys.
Exactly.
Well, I can tell you what's going on in the Spencer universe. As I said, tomorrow's video all about Marianne. Marianne's got front stage in tomorrow's video. Friday's video ranking every player from the season. And as we move forward, I'll cover the 43 cast more. I've actually already filmed some of those videos, kind of stalking their social media, stalking who they are, trying to get a feeling for who these people are, because it's gonna get all reloaded. So thank you to those who have kind of started with this season. If you're new from this season, thank you for sticking out throughout this season, whether you liked it or not. Again, none of this happens without you guys. Without you guys, I'm just a weird guy spinning a weird microphone. So as always, thank you, and we will see you next season for the 43 premiere, or the 43 cast assessment video will be the first time for the next podcast that we do together. So that's I'll talk to you guys in the next one.